he's a monster.
This is Walt Disney.
Yeah.
We covered him before, so I have new material on Disney here.
Okay.
I won't retread old ground, but
retread it. I don't care.
Disney is on record for being extremely evil, stealing ideas from people who pitch them ideas that they reject, as we've covered. And I'll let you judge for yourself here what sort of person Disney was.
Who's there? I'm the fuller brush man. I'm giving a free sample. Thank you. Now I got
Hit him with a cross, pig.
I don't know why that cracks me up so much.
Because it's hilarious.
I'm the poor brush man giving out free samples.
Oh, Jesus.
That's great.
So that brings this actually got brought up recently. I guess along these same lines. But can you enjoy the art if the artist turns out to be a bad person? There was some conversation when R. Kelly just got convicted recently, and I was watching something. People were saying like, "Hey, if you liked R. Kelly songs before, can you still appreciate them now, knowing that he was like a serial child rapist?"
It depends, right? It depends on like if he talks a lot about women in his music though. It's not very romantic, right? It's supposed to be romance music. It's not particularly romantic when you picture him with a basement full of girls.
I Believe I Can Fly. I sang that at my 6th grade graduation. My whole class got up. We probably copyright struck for me saying that, but yeah. I mean, that was a good song for a 12 or something at the time. Now, and to be fair, I don't think with Walt Disney, do people actually like the movies that Walt Disney produced? So I like Disney movies. All the Disney movies I like were put out way after he died. So is that? That's not a reflection on me liking
him personally.
Yeah, like Aladdin. I like Aladdin, Lion King.
Well, I mean, it's just like Tesla, right? The cars are built by the workers, not by freaking Elon. We can still criticize Disney. He was still a piece of crap.
Oh, he definitely was. He definitely was. I don't think there's
the movies are great. Some of them are timeless,
Of course. And I don't think that there's anything that Disney represents. I mean, there's the Disney company that certainly represents, childhood imagination and wonder and all that. But the person himself, I mean, I don't think anybody's idolizing him. Certainly not after, it's come out what we know about him now. He kind of was a piece of crap.
Well, it's like Ford. People still drive Ford trucks.
And also just a little factual here. So one of the reasons actually, if you go back and you find there's several quotes from Disney that sound pretty anti-Semitic. The ones that I'm aware of, so I've looked into this, I've read up on this. They were quotes where he wasn't talking about the Jewish people in general. He was talking specifically about the Jews that run Hollywood. More specifically, the Warner Brothers. So they were like his main competitors, and he would make basically anti-Semitic slurs about the Warner Brothers. And over time, it the context isn't there anymore, and they make it seem more like general terms. But I guess it was true at the time that the Jews did run Hollywood, literally, and he was lamenting that fact. And now we have for posterity that he was anti-Semitic, which he probably was anti-Semitic.
I'll let you judge. We're going to get into it a little bit here.
Okay.
This is a New York Times piece from 2011. I'm quoting the first paragraph here. In 1938, a month after the Nazi assault on German Jews, known as Kristallnacht, or the Night of Broken Glass, Walt Disney gave Hitler's pet filmmaker, Leni Riefenstahl, a tour of his studio. He showed her some Mickey Mouse sketches, and she offered to show him Olympia, her cinematic slog through the 36 Berlin Olympics. He turned her down because he was worried it would get out that he was playing host to a woman most of Hollywood shunned. In his biography, Lenny, Stephen Bach writes that when she returned to Germany, she praised Disney for receiving her, saying, "It was gratifying to learn how thoroughly proper Americans distance themselves from the smear campaigns of the Jews." And so Disney, yes, in fact, was regarded as an anti-Semite. In the famous book by Neil Gabler, he states that in a meeting, Disney once referred to the seven dwarves as a, quote, N-word pile, which doesn't even make sense, but it's very racist. He also tended to use the term pickaninny a lot, which I guess is a slur for black children.
Yeah.
And supposedly he also didn't trust women, quote unquote. There's this famous rejection letter. I can't tell who autographed this. I didn't read the article. I should have. This is a letter somebody wrote to Disney trying to get hired, and this is the rejection letter in response. Dear Ms. Ford, your letter of recent date has been received in the inking and painting department for reply. Women do not do any of the creative work in connection with preparing the cartoons for the screen, as that work is performed entirely by young men. For this reason, girls are not considered for the training school. The only work open to women consists of tracing the characters on clear celluloid sheets with India ink and filling in the tracings on the reverse side with paint according to directions. In order to apply for a position as inker or painter, it is necessary that one appears at the studio, bringing samples of pen and ink and watercolor work. It should not be advisable to come to Hollywood with the above specifically in view, as there are really very few openings in comparison with the number of girls who apply. Yours very truly, Walt Disney Productions. I can't tell who signed it here. It says Mary something.
Mary Cleese? Something? Yeah.
Can't tell. But pretty interesting.
I don't really get much of that. That seems pretty standard for this 1938. It's a view that we would look at today as being abhorrent. At the time, that's just how things were. I mean, anything pre-World War II, you're not going to have really women in the workforce. So I find it hard to judge based on something like that.
Fair enough, I guess. Rumors are...
So
he wasn't progressive for his time. Let's put it that way.
He was not progressive for his time, but was he particularly reactionary? Not reactionary. Would that letter have stood out to people of that time as being something that was, particularly abhorrent? That's my question. I don't think it would have. Of course, what do I know?
Rumors are that Walt Disney informed to the FBI on, quote, un-American activities in Hollywood for 26 years. In 1941, after a very bitter labor dispute, Disney formed the Motion Picture Alliance, an extremely anti-Semitic, anti-labor, anti-communist group of rich Hollywood elites who had supporters like Ayn Rand and our next contestant, John Wayne. So this was his organization that he formed in reaction to left-wing movements in Hollywood at the time. In my opinion, all these things sort of add up to him being basically a rich plutocrat of his time along the lines of Henry Ford.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I don't think he and I would have gotten along particularly well, and I don't think he was a friend to whoever the Tony and James of 1938 were.
Workers, for sure.
Workers, yeah. Well, we certainly know that. He was not a very progressive guy to the people that worked for him.
It's almost like the more money you accumulate, the less you like labor having power in the workplace.
Yeah. Weird how that works, huh? There's an inverse relationship between wealth and empathy.
There's also a direct relationship between the more wealth you accumulate, the more you believe in merit.